So I have an article in front of me. This crime wave is really starting to get out of hand by the Citizen Watch report. I'll put a link in the description below. Um, we've seen this for a while. This has been going on throughout the Biden administration, where you have Soros-funded DAs that are letting people out of prison, giving people no bail with violent crimes, people that have been getting soft sentencing. And this is an expression of nihilism on the left. It's the destruction of logic, essentially. It's actually an attack on justice itself, which by extension is an attack on reason. They're attempting to equate someone who's law-abiding with someone who's a criminal. They're trying to, be equality of result and not of opportunity. Once again, and it's in the same, and you could say quote logic that is responsible for this type of irrationality in our justice system is the same policies that is letting human trafficking and cartel members and terrorists across the border. It's the same process that is giving us our diversity hires. Because again, they're trying to get to the essence of what something is, and they're trying to take rationality out of it. They're trying to suck the rationality out of it, and it's like the very purpose of the destruction of something, because from a nihilist point of view, nothing is valuable. So the solution to this is with justice is you need rationality. You can't have justice without rationality. So because otherwise you'll just have vengeance. So this is like the left's vengeance, but you need accountability to reason to fix the Justice Department. Soros, for what he has done, I don't know why he's not in prison for criminal mischief. What he's doing. He does have freedom of speech, and actually the First Amendment does protect political speech. But what they're doing is quite obvious. They're politicizing the Justice Department, and in doing so, they're destroying the concept of justice. And this is very problematic. And this is going to take a very long time to fix, assuming that everything is done right. I made a video last time where I talked about my experience going into a department store, and the same line of what you call logic that is happening with the Justice Department. It was happening at retail stores where they had overweight models, crippled models, with their advertisements, and it's nihilism. It's like you get to the root of something. You take physical beauty and you purposely destroy it. And I don't think most people in that store caught on to this. They just see the picture, it registers in their subconscious, and they go about their day. Nihilism is very much embedded in the culture. This did not happen by accident in our politics. We did not politically get to where we're at overnight and by accident. It happened because, first of all, the elite buy into the nihilism, but also because nihilism has permeated our culture and it's deeply embedded in our culture. You can even see this on the right as well. A lot of people on the right buy into this paradigm. They actually buy into the Marxist, and nihilism and Marxism are two different philosophies, but they're kind of linked because Marx wasn't really a philosopher, but he used that dialect, and nihilists often appeal to the socialism because that's part of their equality of result, not of opportunity. But anyway, conservatives on the right, they buy into this paradigm. They buy into it. They will talk. I've heard of, for example, with what they call MGTOW. They talk about men's rights versus women's rights, you're just skipping over individual rights. Individuals have rights. You don't have rights because you're a man or a woman, because you're in such and such minority. The system is in the process of falling. That philosophy is in the process of falling apart because it's prima facie absurd. You're seeing all these people trying to claim to be a minority to get a piece of the equality pie, if you will. We just need to go back to a system where we have equality of opportunity. Life is not going to be fair on the onset, but it's always fair with regard to cause and effect. It's fair with regard to you get what you deserve. We may not always start in the same place, but you get what you put in. If you do the work, you get something out of it. So that's the mentality that we need to go back to. And what's critical to have that is rationality. We need to have reason. We can't assume that human beings are incapable of knowing or learning anything. We have to look at human beings as very capable, regardless of who you are, what you are. I don't even care if the person's trans, although I suspect that they have a mental problem. But even if they are, that isn't to say that that person couldn't succeed in business, for example. So we have to get back to a mentality where, it's about opportunities. It's about what you can do to succeed as an individual. It's about demonstrating to other people that I'm valuable because of this is what I have done. When people talk about virtue signaling, being a minority, a quote unquote minority, is not a virtue. That's not something that you did. Building a business is a virtue. And if you want a virtue signal, say, hey, I built this business from scratch, then that's fine. That's actually very American to do. You're saying that, I had this much and now I have a lot more. I'm a success story, and you can virtue signal that way. That's actually an Americana version of virtue signaling. But anyway, again, this is nihilism at work. Nihilism has deeply penetrated the minds of people, of generations of people, and it's going to take generations to really work this out. And the key is that the potent attack against nihilism is rationality. You have to say that you're capable of using your mind to think on your own, to learn. Read books. I read books every day. You see stacks of books behind me because I'm developing my mind to be more effective. So the right doesn't profess this very much. They attack the left, but a lot of times they just attack the left and don't provide the solution. So anyway, I hope people digest this and my message gets out.